I'm Raghav, and welcome to this complete beginners masterclass on Cypress. This is going to be a complete course on Cypress, and I will start from scratch and we will go up step by step. So do not worry if you are a complete beginner. Do not worry if you have never worked with Cypress or even with any automation tool or platform. I will teach you everything from scratch and we will go up step by step. So in this masterclass, in this session, we will start with the very basics of Cypress, and I will teach you what is Cypress, why do we use it, how do we get Cypress, install it, and there will be demos and examples. I will also share some links for quizzes that you can do and you can test your knowledge. So let's get started, and first let us see the topics that we are going to cover in this masterclass. We will start with what is Cypress, and then we will see the prerequisites we need, and we will do the installation and setup on our systems. You can follow this on Windows or Mac operating system. I will tell you what are the IDEs, that is integrated development environments you can use for scripting the test cases or creating a project on Cypress, and then we will start with the project. We will learn about object locators. What are object locators? How do we create object locators in Cypress? We will learn Cypress with JavaScript and TypeScript. Now, Cypress uses JavaScript, and any programming language that can transpile down to JavaScript can be used. For example, TypeScript can be transpiled to JavaScript. So any language that can transpile to JavaScript, that can be used to script test cases in Cypress. Then we will look at assertions. What are assertions? What are the verifications and checks that we can use in Cypress? How do we use it? We will learn about page object model design. How do we create a page object model framework in Cypress? And we will also look at what are app actions and how does app actions differ from page object model. Then we will learn how do we group tests and how do we run groups of tests. We will learn about the command line execution and the command line interface. We will see what is package.json. We are going to create a node project for Cypress, and there we will have a very important file that is package.json. We will learn about it. We will see how do we read and write files in Cypress. How do we upload and download files with Cypress. We will look at the reportings. How do we generate reports? How do we use reports in Cypress? We will look at API testing. How can we do API testing in Cypress? And then we will see some custom commands. What are custom commands? How can we create custom commands in Cypress? We will look at Cypress Studio. What is Cypress Studio? How do we use it? And Cypress dashboard. And we will see a Cypress BDD framework using Cucumber. How can we create a Cypress BDD Cucumber framework? And then we will see how can we integrate database in Cypress. And then we will see how can we put our project on a Git repository. How can we do source code management using Git? And finally, we will see CI/CD with Jenkins. So this is going to be the agenda. These are the topics that we are going to cover, and you can follow along with me with hands-on. This is going to be very easy and very interesting. By the end of this masterclass, you will have knowledge on all these topics. You will be able to create a complete framework, automation framework with Cypress. I'm going to use the latest version of Cypress, so you will see all the latest versions, all the latest things in Cypress. And whenever you are stuck, whenever you have any questions, any issues, you can let me know. I will suggest that whenever you face any challenges, any issues, at first, please try to Google and search for some solutions. You will always get some resources. You will always get pointers, and that is how you will learn. That is how I have learned, and that is how you can also learn. And that will be the best way to learn. And eventually, if you are still facing some issues and you are not getting any solution online, you can put your question in the comments or the Q&A section of this video, and I will try to answer you as soon as I can. I read all my questions, all the messages that you send to me, and I answer everyone. So you can let me know, but please do some analysis, some research on your own, because that is the way you will learn. And with that, let's begin. A little bit about myself. I'm Raghav. I'm the founder of automation.stepbystep.com. This is the website. I'm a teacher. I teach on topics related to automation, testing, DevOps, and CI. I have been an automation architect and a lead. I do corporate trainings. So this is the website, just in case you want to see Cypress and other topics that I teach on. You can go to this link, this website, automationstepbystep.com. And here you can see all the topics. So you can also see there is a Cypress playlist that I created earlier. Now this has single videos for every topic. So if you are somebody who learns better with small videos dedicated to each topic, then you can also learn from here. This is a complete beginners Cypress playlist, and you can see all these Cypress videos here. So you can learn from here too, and you can find all my work here. Okay, so with that, let's get started and let us see what is Cypress. So Cypress is a test automation tool, and you can test anything with Cypress that runs on a browser. So basically, it is a JavaScript testing framework. However, it does not matter whether your web application is built on JavaScript or any other technology. Anything that runs on a web browser can be tested with Cypress. And in Cypress, you can write tests with JavaScript or TypeScript. Now, basically, it uses JavaScript, but any language that can transpile down to JavaScript, like TypeScript, can be used for Cypress. And it does not use Selenium. This is a very important difference. A lot of automation tools use Selenium at the backend, but that is not the case with Cypress. In fact, if you go to the Cypress website, which is cypress.io, and here, if you go to the documentation, I'm showing you all this documentation and resources so that just in case if there are some changes later on after recording this video, you can always see the latest documentation. So if you go to FAQ section here, so you can see all the documentation is here, all the learning resources are here. If you go to the FAQ section, you can see here so let me show you. There is a FAQ on Selenium. I think it will be in general questions. Yes. So there is a question, does Cypress use Selenium WebDriver? And you can see, no, in fact, Cypress architecture is very different from Selenium in a few critical ways. And you can see why it is different, or what is the advantage of using Cypress over Selenium. And you can see Cypress runs in the context of the browser. That is, Cypress runs in the same browser where your application is running. So it is very faster than Selenium or any automation tools which run outside the browser. And here you can see it is faster, whereas Selenium runs outside the browser. With Selenium, we have 100% simulated events. That is, with Selenium, the events are or simulated. With Cypress, we get both. So you can read this just in case you want to understand more, but basically Cypress does not use Selenium, and it is open source. So you can get it free, and it is open source. You can use it. There is a priced version, that is Cypress Dashboard. I will tell you about that later. I will tell you what all you can do with Cypress Dashboard. But if you have to use Cypress in your projects, if you have to create an automation framework or project with Cypress, you can start free on it. And this is the website that I have already shown you, cypress.io. So this is Cypress. And as I told you, Cypress test runs with JavaScript code or with JavaScript. So any language that transpiles to JavaScript can be used. So you can directly use JavaScript, or you can use languages like TypeScript, which transpiles down to JavaScript. So this is Cypress. Let us now see how to use Cypress. Okay, to use Cypress, there are 4 basic steps. First, we will set up the test. Then we will write the test. So setup test means we will set up the project. We will get all the required libraries. Then we will write our test. We will run our test. And then in case there are any failures, any issues, we can debug the test. So these are the 4 basic things that we do in Cypress: setup, write tests, run tests, and debug. If I talk about the browsers which are supported in Cypress, so we have all these browsers. We have Chrome or all the Chromium based browsers, Firefox, Edge, Electron, Brave. You can use any of these browsers. And you can also go to this link, that is the Cypress documentation on browsers. So you can see what are the browsers supported at this particular time whenever you are watching this video. So if you just go to, if I go to Cypress browsers, you can see launching browser. This is coming from the Cypress documentation. And here you can see all the list of browsers. So you can always check what is the latest list at your time, and you can check from here. Okay. And when we will start Cypress, when we will install and start the project, you will see that whenever we start Cypress, you will see on the Cypress application, you will see there will be a browser drop-down list, and this will detect all the browsers on your operating system, and then you can select any browser from here. So this you will see once we start working with Cypress. And if I talk about the features, so here we have time travel. So time travel is, as we run Cypress, it will take snapshots of the application of every page that we go through. And in the Cypress application or the Cypress test runner, we can actually see, we can go back and see each and every snapshot. So this is time travel. And as we will work with Cypress, I will tell you practically how it looks like. Then we have debuggability. So Cypress has great features for debugging. Whenever you have got any issues, you will see in the Cypress app, in the Cypress test runner, you will see all the details, what exactly is the issue, from where it is coming, the exact line in your test case, in your script, from where it is thrown, and you can see the corresponding screenshot of your web application. So it has some very good features for debugging. There are automatic waits. So whenever we run any commands in Cypress, it can be a click, it can be add some text or anything. So there are some inbuilt waits added in Cypress, which we can always override if you want to create our custom waits, like how many seconds we want to wait or what should be the timeout. We can do that. But even if you do not do that, there is a automatic wait enabled in Cypress. Then we have consistent results. So in automation, you will see that sometimes when we run the same test case, sometimes it passes, sometimes it fails, where there are no changes from the backend, there are no application changes, but still we will see some inconsistency in the results. And that can be because sometimes, the objects are not loaded properly, or the page is not loaded, it takes some time, and all the objects are not loaded at the same time. So things like that happen. However, in Cypress, you will see very consistent results. It works directly in the browser where your application is running, so it is pretty fast, and it has very good features. It can take care of all the time, the loading time, the time it takes for all the objects to come on the screen. So all that is there, and you will see it is very fast and very consistent. Then we get all the screenshots and videos as well. So when you run your test cases, if you want to see screenshots, if you want to see the videos, we have all that features in Cypress, and we can do cross-browser testing. We can do CI/CD, we can use CI tools, all that we can do with Cypress. So these are some basic features of Cypress. And coming to now with Cypress, you can do all type of testing. You can create end-to-end tests, you can create integration tests, you can create unit tests. So whatever is your requirement, you can do this with Cypress. Coming to the prerequisites that you will need for Cypress, if I talk about the operating system, you will need Windows 7. In case of Windows, we need Windows 7 and above, 64-bit operating system. If you're using Mac OS, it should be 10.9 or above. Let me show you. This is my Windows system. And you can go to, if you are on Windows, you can go to here, Windows, and go to this PC or my computer, do a right click and go to properties. And here you can check your operating system. So it will give you all the information about your operating system. So I have this one, 64-bit operating system. the RAM, the memory, the processor, all information is here. In case you are on Mac, you can go to this Apple icon and go to About Mac. And here you can see all the details about your Mac, the processor, the memory, the operating system version, all that you can see here. So this is the operating system. You can also use Linux. You can say use Linux Ubuntu 12.04 and above, and Fedora 21 and Debian 8 operating system, all 64-bit. And then we will also need Node.js. So we will need Node.js 10 or 12 and above. And for that, you can go to your system and go to the command line. If you are on Mac, you can go to the terminal and you can search for node space -v. You can write this command, run this command and check. And you can also say npm space -v. Now, if you're getting the version number as the output of this command, that means node is added on your system. npm is the node package manager which comes along with node. So once you install node, you will also get npm. You can also say node space -- version. This is the also this will give you the same result. Now, just in case node is not present on your system, if you're on Mac, you will run the same commands on terminal. So let me show you. If I go to my terminal, I will say node space -v and npm space -v. This will show the version of node and node package manager. And just in case you do not have node, you can go to your browser. So I'm going to my browser and just say node.js download, and this will take you to this nodejs.org.en -en-download, this link. And here you can select your operating system. Let us say Windows. You can get the Windows installer and it will install as a .msi file, and that you can run and install Node.js. So let me show you. If I open this file, downloaded file, it is here, and you will just run it as any other executable file. It will start the installation wizard. So you can see here, go to next. You can read and then accept the license agreement. Click next. You can select what folder you want to use for Node.js. Say next and make sure that you have this add to path checked and enabled so that it will add to your path environment variables. You can do next and say next and then click on install. Now I already have it, so I will just click cancel and it will install Node.js on your system. And once you have installed, open a new instance of the command prompt or terminal. So if you try to check on the older command prompt that you have opened, it will not have the new session. So open a new command prompt and then check for the commands node space -v and npm space -v, and you will get node on your system. So these are the prerequisites. And if you want, you can always check the latest prerequisites or system requirements for Cypress on this link. So you can just go to your browser and search for Cypress system requirements. And you can see here, this is the link where you can see all the details installing Cypress, and it will show you all the system requirements. So let me search for system. Yes, it is here, system requirements. And you can see all this operating system, then Node.js. You can also see the hardware requirements. Generally, whatever system you are using, you should be able to use Cypress on that. So you can see the CPU and memory. So you should have a 4 GB minimum and 8 GB plus for longer runs. And here, 2 CPUs minimum to run Cypress, one additional CPU if video recording is enabled. So all this will help you just to check if you are ready with the infrastructure. You can also see the Linux properties, system properties, and requirements. So all this you can check here. So this was Cypress prerequisites. And I hope with this, we are ready to start with Cypress. Let us look at the IDE. Okay, now IDE is Integrated Development Environment, and it is a platform where we can create our project, and it gives us a complete environment where we can add all the libraries, all the softwares. We can create a project structure. We can add all our project files and folders. It can give us some more options like uh, you know uh, it can give us some more plugins. We can write our code. It can give us IntelliSense and code completion features. So basically, we get a platform for our project creation and execution. Now, for Cypress, you can use Visual Studio Code, you can use IntelliJ, Eclipse, you can use a lot of IDEs. Now, in this session, I'm going to go with Visual Studio Code. And just in case you are completely new to Visual Studio Code or VS Code, and you have never used VS Code, do not worry. I will tell you step by step. I also have a separate video which I will give the pointers to. So here, if I go to this link, visualstudio.com download, you can get Visual Studio from here. So you can go to your browser and just say VS Code download, and this will take you to this link. And here you can download for your operating system. So if you're on Windows, you can download the Windows installer, and here you can get the system installer, or user installer is also fine. User installer means it will work for the current user on that particular system. System installer will get installed at a system level, and it will be available to all the users of that system. So you can get any of these. So let's say we get this system installer, and you can see it will get downloaded as a .exe, and then you just have to run this .exe. You can see this is a application file.